So I'm going to tour you on this home and just point out a couple of items that you definitely want to have inspected, that you want to have looked at. And these are things you're going to make decisions on when you get your home inspection report. Things you don't want to panic about, but things you definitely want to get checked out. All right, let's go take a look. All right, big one. First one, the roof. You definitely want to make sure that the home has a great roof, is in great condition, and at least has maybe 10 years left or more. Yeah. So these are big things that come up on the market, come up on our inspection reports. The condition of the roof, the condition of the gutters, is everything flowing? You want to make sure that there's, like in this case, maybe there's something eating down by the water, getting some water, we don't know. Other things you want to inspect, you want to have the generator inspected, the air conditioning unit. You want to make sure your generator's working properly and your pool equipment's working properly. And this is the heater. So the difference is, this is a pool heater, and that is the condenser for the air conditioning system. This is a whole house generator, which not every home has, and then this is your pool equipment. Now, I'm going to walk around the back so you can see the difference between the pool equipment and the difference between a well system. So there's the pool. And also with the pool, you may want to get that inspected. When we pass by it, you may want to have it checked for leaks. A leak detection system can be done. You want to see how the surface is. Now really with the pool, the surface condition isn't necessarily, may not be in the best condition, but it doesn't mean the pool is leaking. It needs to get checked, make sure that there's no pool leaks by a professional. Okay. This side of the house, you can see there's some tanks. Well, this is a well system. You want to make sure that the well system is working properly. And it may or may not have been included into the sale of the home as working condition. So if you're buying a home that's as is, it may not be included in that. All right. There's also a hot water heater. You're going to want to have that inspected. Make sure that it's working well. Inspector is going to go up into the attic, check the roof, and look for leaks, look for anything else that might be suspicious from the roof. Really, the roof is one of the most expensive items in the house. Let's go inside also. They're also going to check things like this. They're going to check your GFCI outlets, make sure that they're working order. They're going to check your doors. When you're buying in Florida, they're going to check and see if you have impact windows and impact doors. As they go through the kitchen, the home inspector is going to check every appliance. They're going to check the range. They're going to check the hood. They're going to check the ovens. They're going to run them. They're going to run the microwave. They're going to run the dishwasher. They're going to check the refrigerator. And a lot of times they'll get the manufacturer's codes and inspect that as well. Over here, it's a washer dryer. You're going to have those inspected if they're included with the sale. And then they're going to check all the toilets, the sinks. They're going to check underneath. They're going to check the angle stops and make sure there's no corrosion on them. They're going to check all of those things as well. They'll run the shower. They'll check the valves, make sure all those are running properly. They're also going to check all your switches. A thorough home inspection is really going to check every outlet, every light, everything in the property to make sure it's working condition. Things they're going to look for is settling. They're going to look for cracks. They're going to look for condition, carpeting, and tile, and make sure everything's in good working order. Now their job is not to repair or give you prices. Their job is to just tell you whether things are working or not. A home inspection, don't expect them to give you a price on everything. Just tell them to give you a report. Oftentimes the report comes, and it can be scary because the reports, they've got red markers on them. There's an issue, it's a problem. And when you get those red markers, it always scares all of our buyers. Like, oh my God, I've got to get everything fixed. Well, really, you want to get fixed are the big systems, the 4-point, the roof, the HVAC, the electrical system, and the plumbing. Those are the main things to get your insurance and to make sure the home is working. From there, you're just going to want to make sure everything's in a condition that you're comfortable with. So this is the Generac system here, and then this is the circuit breaker. So they're going to check all of these things too. In a nutshell, the job of the home inspector is just to inspect, just to make sure everything's draining, working well. They're going to check the drains in the tub. They're going to look at everything in here, every sink, every toilet, and run everything, test it all. So it's not that hard, but the thing that most buyers need to remember is not to panic. When we get the report, you don't want to panic about things. We want to have a discussion about, are these things in working condition? Do we need to get prices on getting them fixed? Is the seller willing to fix anything? And is the home in a condition that you're comfortable with? So just keep those things in mind when we're buying a home, and everything else will work out fine. All right, if you have any questions, just send me a message, and you can call me at 941-960-8844 if you need any help here in Florida. Look forward to helping you soon. Anything else, any questions I missed or anything I should have asked, just let me know. Bye.